get hurt in this world, but you do have a say in who hurts you. I am in love with you, Hazel Grace.
I'm sitting here today with one of the most captivating figures in the literary world, author John Green. Thank you so much for joining us at ArcLight Sherman Oaks.
Oh, no, thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
It is such an honor to get sort of a closed audience with you, because so many people would love to have an audience with you.
I'm so proud of the movie that they made and so excited for you guys to be like the first people in the world to see it. I've gotten to watch the movie a few times now with people, and it never gets old for me. I can't watch the movie because I'm so busy watching people watch the movie.
You've mentioned loving to sign the autographs of all of your fans, but wishing that you could just invest a little bit more time with each of them.
Yeah.
So what would you want to say to them?
The thing that I would try to express to people is how grateful I am that they shared their time with my story. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's really kind of you. I appreciate it.
Just gratitude.
Yeah, I would just try to express that gratitude.
How long does it take one human hand to sign 150,000 books?
It took me about 2.5 months to sign 150,000 books, 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. I promised that I would sign the whole first printing of The Fault in Our Stars, and when the first printing exploded and ended up being much bigger than I thought it would be, I felt that I had to keep the promise.
It's January 10th, 2012, the day that The Fault in Our Stars comes out.
Is it true that Fault in Our Stars was born from your experience working in a children's hospital?
Yeah, I worked at a children's hospital for about 6 months. The kids I met there were very different from the kind of one-dimensional characters I read a lot about. You know, illness and disability don't define people.
Right. And that any affliction that any person lives with is just but one part of them.
Exactly. That's really important, that, yeah, these are people living with cancer, but they're also people living with lots of other things. Hazel has, you know, incurable cancer. She's also in love. She's also a very funny person. She's also very angry. She's also dealing with her parents.
You need to be a teenager.
If you want me to be a teenager, you don't send me to support group. You gotta give me a fake ID so that I can go to clubs and take pot.
You don't take pot?
That is the kind of thing I would know with a fake ID.
Was there a Hazel Grace? Is there one person that inspired that character?
In some ways, yeah. I was friends with a young woman named Esther Earle, to whom the book is dedicated, and she died of cancer in August of 2010 when she was 16. That said, Esther and Hazel are very different people, and Hazel is very much a fictional character, and Esther's story belongs to her and to her family.
Why did you name your lead character Hazel?
Because it's an in-between color, and she's in between a lot of states. She's in between sickness and health, she's in between childhood and adulthood, and so I thought it would be a nice reflection of that weird state of adolescence.
So, what's your story?
I am quite unextraordinary.
I reject that out of hand.
If you look at your Wikipedia page, it says a lot about your career and the vlogs and the relationship with your family. And then the very last line of it, do you know what it says?
Uh-uh.
The very last line of it says, John has stated that he is an Episcopalian.
That's the last line of my Wikipedia bio? I have stated that. That is true, I am.
And I'm not interested in digging into your personal beliefs, but I think that when people look at a movie like The Fault in Our Stars and know that it's based on this book, they would be curious. They'd be like, how much of a role does religion play in this guy's life?
The thing that was important to me in telling the story was presenting a lot of different worldviews, because I wanted to show that I don't think that the only path to hope is through religious faith. But it does happen to be one of my paths to hope. But I don't buy the argument that it's the only way.
Christ is our friend and he'll be there to the end. All right.
ArcLight guests tend to be very invested in the arts and in the entertainment industry. If they were thinking, God, I would love to know the process that a book like yours goes to becoming a movie, what is that process like?
Usually the author sells the rights, and then that's the last decision the author makes. I was really lucky. The producers of the movie, Wick Godfrey and Isaac Klossner, included me in every part of the process, and that's very, very unusual. Everybody who was on that set, not just the cast, but also the crew in Pittsburgh, everybody was really, really passionate about the story. They were doing it because they wanted to see this movie in the world, and I felt that every day, and that's, you know, a wonderful feeling for an author.